Thank you so much for the hearts and the love. Happy Sunday. Yes, Goddess Davina is here. Welcome, Goddess Davina. Goddess Dawn is here with her beautiful self inside and out. Greetings, Goddess Dawn. Yes. Okay, so Goddess Free, I feel like I saw you first. Was it Goddess Free? Let me see. Will Facebook let me see? Yes, Goddess Free, I saw you first. So please give me a number between 1 and 11, my beauty. I'm so glad that you all are here. Yes, 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 yes. Let's raise the vibration this morning. And I actually will, before we get into the card that Goddess Free is going to pull for us, number between 1 and 11, I pulled a card for us before we started from my Woman Manifesting deck. We're going to pull from my African Goddess Affirmation card deck. Goddess Free pulled number 7. Okay. Goddess Kelly is here. Hello, Goddess Kelly. So here's the card that I pulled before we started. And this is Goddess Parvati, who is a Hindu goddess of beauty and love and fertility. And so I thought we needed to bring our energy of beauty and love and fertility and creation right now to this conversation. And the affirmation is, I release all my blocks to birthing my dreams. I am unstoppable. I release all blocks to birthing my dreams. I am unstoppable. Greetings, Goddess Melissa is here. Let the party begin now. All right, so let us affirm that. I am unstoppable. Let's just claim that. Let's welcome that in. Let's get attuned to that vibration, the vibration of being unstoppable. And then, because it's just that kind of a magical day, and it is African Goddess Month, I will pull a card from my African Goddess Affirmation cards. Goddess Free pulled number 7. Yes. Yes, affirm that you are unstoppable. If you are feeling your goddesshood right here in this circle of beautiful and enchanted women, divinely created, divinely inspired, and claim it even if you are not feeling it yet, but you are willing, because willingness is a vibration. Willingness is a movement. You are willing to step into your power. You are willing to claim it. You are willing to feel unstoppable. Yes, yay, Goddess Keisha is here from the UK. Hello, darling. You have given us the energy from across the pond, and we are welcome to you. I don't know what I just said, but she felt it. All right, so I am shuffling 7 times from the African Goddess Affirmation card deck. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our intention is to welcome in the divine into our lives. All right, so I'm going to split the deck and pull from here, and we have pulled, my sisters, the Goddess of Healing. The Goddess of Healing with the affirmation. How can I get this? I'm going to post it in our Facebook Goddess group afterward at imanifestmagic.com. Yes, thank you for the hearts. I deserve big, juicy love is the affirmation. Yes, Goddess Free, for bringing the love vibration into the room. And the goddesses are affirming. Goddess Natalie, Goddess Diana, yes, I am unstoppable. Goddess Danielle, Goddess Dawn, yes, I am unstoppable. And this is with the energy of Mami Wata. Yes, Mami Wata, diaspora goddess. Yes, I am unstoppable. We claim it, we name it, we claim it, and we step into it, right? Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read to you a beautiful tweet that someone sent me this week that inspired this conversation. Greetings, Goddess Shane. I did a wonderful interview with the enchantress Shane, unstoppable and unshakable, that I can't wait to share with you. She is one of my spiritpreneur goddesses, and she is unstoppable. Yes. All right, so let me read you this sister's tweet and tell me if you can relate, okay? She says, Abiola, I have been a longtime fan and I have a very real question. She says, how do you find yourself being able to maintain positivity in light of so much negativity? I know that we must be the light we wish to see, but sometimes I'm just in awe at how so many are so positive, they seem unbothered. Can you relate to that? Her main question, how do you find yourself being able to maintain positivity in light of so much negativity? And I so appreciated her question. Greetings, Goddess Neith. I so appreciated her question that I felt like that was our self-love sermon, our conversation for today. Because, you know, when you turn on the news or just turn on any device, the world feels like it sucks. Like it really, really does. It's like, okay, well, this fell apart. This is happening. This is like, to be honest with you, like first thing in the morning, before I even like do all of the things that are a part of my morning ritual, I found myself going to the news feed on Twitter because it's faster than like ABC or CNN, just to make sure the world is standing. It's like, okay, let me just make sure these fools didn't like, like is a bomb coming? Like what is happening before I can even like get into like doing my mental, emotional, spiritual work. So I so appreciated this sister's request and conversation. Yes, thank you for the hearts. We are there with you, sis. We feel it with you. And so here is my answer. And here is, you know, as a lot of this is going to sound very simple and a lot of this is going to sound very corny because a lot of it just is. But listen, you asked me, so here is. I protect my magic no matter what. That is my first obligation, not being informed, not knowing what is happening in the world, not holding everybody else up. My number one obligation, my number one commitment, my number one promise, my number one raison d'etre is, y'all like that, right? A little French, yes, yes, is to protect my magic. And by protecting my magic, I mean my mental health. I mean my well-being, I mean my mental state, I mean my spiritual and emotional health. My number one objective at all costs is to be completely selfish in that way for the good of me, for the good of the people that I love, for the good of my community and my universe, is to protect my magic. Like, it's as simple as that, because I come from, you know, I have in my personal life and in my personal background, anxiety, in my family bloodline, undiagnosed obsessive compulsive disorder. I have obsessive thoughts. Anybody who's ever watched a movie or TV show with me can tell you that I will start Googling whoever and go down a rabbit hole, be like, okay, when they were 5, this, that, and the other happened to them, right? So I have to be meticulous about what I allow into my mental space. And it is that simple. Like, that is the foundation. And does that always win? No, because we are beautifully human. And so the other day when the school shooting happened, like I saw one picture like that popped up on my feed that a child had taken, you know, from hiding, the angle of hiding under a desk in their classroom because there was a shooter on the loose in their school. And, you know, that one picture broke me, you know, like I was in tears, and I had to then turn the rest of that off. And it's not that, yes, we want to be informed. Yes, we should know when 17 innocent children just going to school are killed. However, I have to protect my mindset. I have to protect my heart set. I have to protect my well-being, because I cannot be any good to those children or my future children or my family or the people that I have to take care of and love. And, you know, I can't be any good to me if I fall apart, if I have a nervous breakdown, if I am not doing emotionally well. And so the commitment that we have, right, to other people, or the commitment that we have culturally to have each other's back here as women in this circle, all of that is real and all of that is powerful, but you have to protect your magic first. And I'll give you an example, right? With talking about the Me Too movement was very triggering for a lot of us, right? Me too. We are all in it together. When the last round of stories started to come out, Selma Hayek, whom I love and adore, Uma Thurman, whom I love and adore, shared their essays and their stories, and they're like, here's my Me Too. I had to opt out. I could not read it. I did not choose to read it. And not because I don't value them and their movement. You know, I am grateful for them having the courage to be like, here is my story. And they should do that. And they need to do that. However, I don't need to read it because it, again, would not serve them. It would not serve anybody else for me to break down and fall apart. And so I think that we think that our obligation is to be informed. And being informed is important. It is very important to know what is going on in life and not be an ignoramus, right? Or not be, like they say, you don't stick a happy sticker on your gas tank when it runs out, right? But you don't put a whole bunch of crappy gas into your car either. And so the gas that you are putting into your body, into your mind, into your spirit to run on has to be fuel that fuels you to be able to go further, right? And so sometimes, a lot of times, most of the time, you have to be a selective chooser of what gas you allow into your car. And there is no shame in being like, well, you know what? I didn't read that. I didn't see it. I don't watch it. I didn't know, and it could be things that, people have different levels of awareness. And some people have different levels of, they're able to watch that stuff and take in all of that stuff and then feel inspired to make a difference. And that is beautiful. You have to know what works for you. Some people like me would read that, watch that, whatever, and then be like anxious and worried and upset and nauseous and, all of those things that do not serve me. And so I choose something different. You have to choose something different. And what I choose is to protect my magic and my well-being and make sure that I am making the divine contribution that I am called to make. And so for some people, that divine contribution is, they're going to be on the front lines. They're going to organize marches, right? They're going to be out there. And that is amazing and beautiful and so necessary and helps to create change. Those of you who are just in your house, and I'm not using the word just, like, let me take away the word, in your home with your children, and you say, my movement is going to be to raise these children to be the best children that they can be, that's your front line. That is your front line. Those of you who are coaches and healers and teachers who are like, okay, my job as a mentor, a coach, a healer, a high mystic ruler is to, work with my tribe, to inspire, to uplift, to transform, to educate, to entertain, whatever your calling is, that is divinely inspired as well. That is your front line as well. And one is not more powerful or positive than the other. They're both necessary. They are all incredibly necessary. And so, yes, it may seem like when you turn on the TV that the world is going to hell in a handbasket, but you don't have to go with it. It's a choice. It really, really is. And so there are some things, again, you have to know yourself. You have to know what is, what for you with your level of boundaries would be healthy for you and not. So I'll give you another example. We have our amazing Goddess Circle. If you have not joined us at imanifestmagic.com, you absolutely want to be there. All kinds of goodies are coming up in the rest of February and the spring for taking your spiritual business to another level and taking your spiritual self to another level. So you absolutely want to be there, right? And so one of our beautiful sisters who may be in the room, I think she may be in the room, I'm not sure, but either way, she posted a story, as it's our group, it's all of our group. We are all in it together, right? So she posted a story that was like a story of someone dealing with colorism, chocolate black girl like me, I think it was in Brazil, somewhere in South America. And it was some kind of situation where, something crappy was happening to her from other Black people because of her skin color, right? And she posted it and she said, what are your thoughts? I didn't click on it because what are my thoughts going to be? That sucks. That's horrible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is there to say? The only way to respond to something like that is to get into a conversation about, like, how ain't it awful? Which, you know, again, for some people that may motivate you, that may move you. That doesn't move me. That, you know, that sends me down a place where it's not healthy for me to be. So you don't have to click on every little thing, you know, and even if it's in your circle, and you also don't need to comment on every little thing. You know, like we think, you know, when we see whatever it is, school shooting, you know, whatever, person got gunned down, whatever, like we feel the need. And I used to feel this need too, like with every little thing that I have to come out and be like, oh, you know, my hearts and my prayers and my whatever that I'm genuinely feeling. And it can feel in this social media universe that we have to go from thought to, you know, thought to text in like, you know, 10 seconds. Thought, I'm feeling this. Okay, let me let you know I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. Let me let you know I'm feeling this. And it's like, no, you don't need to comment on every little thing. If you're moved to, if you genuinely feel moved to say something, absolutely say it, because there is power in that. If you are just saying it because it's something everybody on your timeline is talking about and you think you need to say it, that is, again, problematic. You don't need to comment on every little thing. You don't need to, you know, again, protect your magic. Protect your magic. Protect your magic, which means maintaining the health of your vibration, your spiritual, your emotional, your physical, your mental well-being. What kinds of things are you feeding yourself? Are you feeding yourself a positive diet of, you know, media and energy and people and food and all of those things? Or are you going down the hole of negativity? I saw this beautiful sermon from Bishop T.D. Jakes where he said, stay out of dark places. And I really felt that because he was talking about, you know, him maintaining his own mental health, like, and dealing with depression. And he called it staying out of dark places. Tony Robbins calls it staying in state, right? Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks, they call it raising your vibration. And all of that, right? My mama calls it dealing with your attitude, right? All of that is the same exact thing. It all comes back to the fact that you have the power. Hit the share button if someone that you know, someone needs to remember that you have the power. You have the power at any moment. We can't choose necessarily what happens in the world, or certainly what happens to us, but you have the power in choosing how you're going to react. Now, let me say this. If you have a clinical situation, a clinical mental health situation like depression or whatever it is, there's no shame. Go get help. Go get help. Go talk to somebody. Absolutely talk to somebody. And even if it's not clinical and you need to go talk to someone. That is essential. That is important. That is a part of protecting your magic. Get an amazing therapist, healer, coach, mystic ruler, priestess, whatever, right? Your preacher, you go to your synagogue, your church, your mosque, whatever. Have your own back. Be committed to having your own back. Be committed to protecting your magic. And so again, if you have a clinical situation, handle it. If you are dealing with a situation, grief, right? Loss of life, loss of a relationship, loss of a job, grief is a real thing. It is not, again, where you can stick a happy sticker over your gas tank and expect it to run. No, you have full permission to feel your feelings, I don't believe in, when just the statement by itself, the power, just think positively. I don't believe in that, and that may sound like, wow, I believe in living positively. I believe in being positively, but I don't believe that and the reason is that statement we use to tyrannize ourselves. We use that statement of just think positive to think that you are not allowed to feel your feelings. And we as women have been told for far too long that we don't have a right to be angry, to be sad, to be, happy, to feel our joy. We don't have permission. And so you have a right to feel the full range of expression of who you are. You have that right. You absolutely have that right. And you also have the right, if a thought is not the thought for you at that moment, to choose a different thought, to choose a different state, as Tony Robbins says, to choose a different vibration, as Esther Hicks says, to stay out of dark places, like Bishop T.D. Jakes says, to change your attitude, like my mama says. All of those things, you have that power. You absolutely have that power. And when it comes to, taking in media, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, you also have the power to preemptively block people. Listen, don't get it twisted. Protecting your magic sometimes means blocking people. I have blocked many a person that doesn't even know I exist because I don't want to risk you coming down my timeline. I don't care if you're a president or a senator or whoever. If you're coming down my timeline with some kind of foolishness and negativity, block. Block. No, thank you. Block. And we need to do that with the people in our physical lives as well as the people in our digital lives. If there are people in your family, your friends, whoever it is, that are not people that you choose to share space with, block. Block. You have to protect your magic for your well-being, for the well-being of your children, your parents, your tribe, your clients, your customers, and yourself. Yourself and your relationship with the highest part of yourself. Boundaries. Block. Yes. Yes. And the way that you raise your vibration, or the way that you change your state, is that you have to do little check-ins, So, for example, you can set an alarm to remind you, morning, noon, and night, what are you grateful for? And stop. And then you can remember, you may have just gotten into an argument with whoever. Wait, what am I grateful for? And bring it back to that. Because just like all of these little negative things are popping up on your timeline, make positivity pop up on your timeline. Somebody told me, she was like, all of these like negative, I'm sick of people saying all these negative things on Facebook. I said, well, you're following them. If you are looking at your timeline or your stream and there's a whole bunch of negative people, like, you are the one who is choosing to engage with them. So stop pretending that you are powerless. Stop pretending that you are powerless, whether in social media or in your life, and protect your magic. Protect your magic. Protect your magic. And that is the foundation for being unstoppable. That is the foundation for choosing joy. Choosing joy. That is the foundation for choosing happiness. And the thing that I've realized is that happiness is a muscle. It is a muscle and a default condition in your state of mind. So it's like when you turn on your computer and it's got all of its default settings and you recondition it to the way that you like it. When you choose a happier state, time and time again, it begins to be your default. And when things come up to throw you off kilter, as they will, because you are a human being, and so yes, you will encounter a photo of, a child in a classroom with a horrible situation like I did. Those things are going to happen. You can get yourself back into the state that you want to be faster. You can stay out of dark places. You can raise your vibration. If you've got to go turn on some music, right? Music is a great vibration raiser. If you've got to go and turn on a video, if you've got to listen to a podcast, whatever it is, be meticulous. Be meticulous about protecting your energy, and don't feel like you need to get on the latest bitch and complain fest and be like, if somebody's like, here's all the horrible things. What do you think? What do you think of it? Duh, I think it sucks. You don't need to add your voice to that. You absolutely don't need to add your voice to that. All right? Yes. Okay. Let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking How do you bring yourself back to your joyful place, back into alignment? Alignment. That's all we're talking about. Alignment with who you really are versus what the voices in the world say you should be and who you should be and what you should be thinking. Alignment. And we will continue this conversation in our Facebook Goddess Circle. You can join us there at imanifestmagic.com. Come party with us in Belize at GoddessPrayLove.com. And for my spiritual business gurus, my spiritual business nistas, my spiritpreneur goddesses, absolutely, I have a free masterclass for you at richgoddess.club. That is the link, richgoddess.club. I am so grateful for this beautiful sister's question, and I am so grateful for you being here with your beautiful energy today. Protect your magic, protect your magic, protect your magic. You are unstoppable. Be seen, be heard, be an incredible movement. Namaste. Let's be unstoppable today. Let's be unstoppable.